Welcome to the seventh episode of Weekly with Florian, the podcast there to uplift and inspire. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, all members of human family. I'm so happy to be your host today. When I think impact, I think about my grandparents, I think about my parents, I think about my friends, I think about the lessons learned, the easy and the hard way. I think about everything that got me here. I also think about men and women who decided to fight for the greater good, who decided to put their lives on the line for people to be free, for people to live happier, people who contributed for their country but also to the entire world. I think about Mother Teresa, Nelson Mandela, Mahatma Gandhi, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., Patrice Lumumba. Today, the freedom and other rights that most of us take for granted is the result of some people's struggle. Those people, whether we know them or not, made an impact in our lives. When I think impact, I also think about inventions that took place in the past century. These are the results of people who wanted to make an impact. I also think about the impact we make on a smaller scale, the impact we make in our families, with our friends, our community. And that's what we're going to talk about today. My definition of making an impact is helping, caring, worrying about someone other than yourself for a minute. You cannot make an impact in your own life. Nope. Making an impact requires someone else to be involved. I always say worrying about someone other than yourself is a proof of being human. What makes us human? Compassion. What makes us human? Reasoning. What makes us human? Love. What makes us human? The ability to feel someone's pain, someone's sorrow, someone's needs. You can impact a single person, a group of people, your community, a country, or the whole world, one way or another. When you look deep within yourself, how do you think you impact people around you? Negatively or positively? Look at your life right now. How do you think your ambitions, your dreams, or what you're actually doing is making an impact? You know, a single advice can change someone's life. Being there when someone needed it the most can make an impact on someone's life. A single book that you advised someone can make an impact. Another thing, sometimes what we see as setbacks, we heard by others, or we go through something, they can actually be blessings in disguise. Let me tell you a really touching story I heard once. Are you ready for this? Okay. A homeless woman in her 30s was a beggar in front of a supermarket. One day, she saw a lady approaching. She stood up and asked for money. The lady spat on her face. You heard me correctly. She spat on her face. She went to the restroom to clean her face and she started to cry. Am I that miserable or less than human that someone can look at me and spit on my face? No, this life is not for me anymore. She went to one of her cousins, asked to stay with her for a few weeks. She went to look for a job, and as she was working, she found her own apartment. Then she decided to go back to college. Today, She's working as a social worker and has a family on her own. And she said, if I see that lady today, I'm going to thank her. She changed my life. She is the person I needed to understand what I was capable of doing. That I was better than a beggar. That I was much more than what I was then. What you see as hurtful, disgusting, as betrayal, it may actually become the impact you needed to go ahead. Actually, I think we are most impacted by the things that hurt us than by the things that pleased us. Hurt is more powerful than love. You may take people who love you for granted, but someone who really hurt you, you're never going to forget about them. And the choice is in your hands. All that matters is how you're going to move ahead. What's the next move? You know, I am proud to say that people I talk to most often have a positive impact on me. I surround myself with people who bring something to the table. When I look back, people I spent time with, people I looked up to, all of them contributed to who I am right now. I think Jim Rohn said, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Let me say that again. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Your circle tells us more about who you are and who you're trying to become. So impact is not only what you do for others, but what you allow others to do for or to you. Because it's plain simple. You cannot give what you don't have, and to have something, you must have received it from somewhere. Love, compassion, giving, sharing, caring, helping, forgiving are values that have been learned. You were not born with them, trust me. Sometimes, even the small gestures make us feel good within ourselves, like giving some money to a beggar, helping an old man cross the street, holding the elevator door for somebody. Don't you have a good feeling inside? There are some people who are even ready to go the extra mile for, and even if they take it for granted, we still feel good within ourselves. We know that whether that person is grateful or not, it doesn't matter. I've done good, and you will never be wrong doing the right thing. Thank you for listening to this episode. I'll see you next time for another amazing episode of Weekly with Florian, to uplift and inspire. Take care of yourself, members of human family. Goodbye.